The title is Adventures in Consciousness. It's an adventure.
I'm here to open up the floodgates on an additional way. The mission of the series, the 10-chapter program called Adventures in Consciousness, is really to awaken people to what we call consciousness, the available energy in everything. I want to make sure that I make contribution to integrate science with spirituality. It's time to start learning about it. What is it? How can we use it? And how can we make a difference for every? Let's create change. See each other as brothers and sisters. It's never too late. Now is the time to get bold. Therefore, I have to do my bit in order to change that. But move it to the heart first. It's our heart that needs to have the understanding of the reality of consciousness and the feeling of that consciousness. And once we get that, the brain will take care of the rest. And these are the 10 components of the consciousness pie. I am totally excited about the topic of consciousness. Is the glue that connects everything in the universe. It's energy. Now, consciousness is the bigger picture. It's the bigger resource pool. The quantum physicists are struggling themselves about what is the elementary part of life. The late Professor Carl Jung talked about synchronicity and all of the thoughts and feelings and energies. How are you going to measure that as a scientist? So I'm the bridge builder between the two of them. First of all, there is a conscious mind, it's the choice maker. But everything we do is into the subconscious. It contains our your full experience, right? Memories. But you're in charge. You can change that. And then you go, if you're spiritual, you're going to use the superconscious. It's time to understand what it is. It's time to apply it. And it's time to create upshift. The opportunity to teach it to students that are dealing with a semester fall, death and dying. So I want to have them understand, this is death, but what's beyond that? That's energy. And so I want to have them think bigger, deeper, higher. And that's what consciousness does for me. I think this is concept that is quite new to students. Be open in all of your subjects. See the connections. It provides the bigger picture. Aboriginal people, because particularly young people, they're scarred, and we do something to heal them. So I want them to feel that you are a tremendously important citizen, and I want to help you understand and appreciate your spirituality. What style of leadership do you have? Is it sacred money and power? Then you're going to dig everything out of the ground and you're not going to give a darn what you do only because it's money and power. Or is it sacred people and planet? Now, that's a different leadership. And so this Adventures in Consciousness is to help you say, get it from the inside out, and you're going to have organizations that are progressive. And you will be just as financially secure, more secure, because you're tapping from deeper resource base. A leader of that latter part, sacred people and planet, is going to develop he or she tremendous teams. So anybody on their team is going to be a valued person. Consciousness is something that I learned about in the early part of my professional career. I try to capture what's going on in the inside and what's my relationship with the outside. Now back to university, let's finish my bachelor degree. 2 more years, I ended up with a Bachelor of Sociology. Oh, I like that. This is about people together, right? Psychology was my second, so I really did it meditationally, and suddenly I was drawn to take a degree in divinity theology from a master university. So I went and took a master's in social work back in Calgary. So then I had 9 years of experience, marriage counseling, group works, private practice. I had a young family, lovely wife, nurse, two small children. That was the age of 40. Soon as I got going, I got connected to colleagues of mine, and they introduced me to subconscious and conscious. And I began to use that in my workshops. And it made a lot of sense because then I began to realize that there's a whole lot more energy available to us. And a book that was very, very popular at the time was Dr. Joseph Merker's book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And that was the door open. Somebody introduced me to a course called Adventures in Attitudes. And you shift from fear, doubt, and hate into faith, hope, and love in 3 days. And I thought that brilliant. Oh, wow. How do I get it? And that immediately made me phone a First Nation reserve in Calgary. And I said, I have a course in attitude. Would you be interested in for me to come and visit and show it? Oh, he said, when can you come? So that started a 20-year teaching among all the reserves in Alberta. So my association with them was an eye-opener as a sociologist graduate student. And I need to help them rethink their pain into pleasure, the negative into positive. And it was a tremendous joy. The title is Adventures in Consciousness. It's an adventure. So first chapter is what's an adventure all about? Which basically means, are you open to have an exciting understanding? Don't have any hardening of the categories, just adventure. Number two, let me tell you about what consciousness is about. It's like we would describe, it's universal energy. It doesn't belong to one country or whatever it is from the universe. And number three is, one thing you might have to learn is that there is super coherence in the whole cosmos. Everything is interconnected. We're all interconnected. Number four is really, how do you apply consciousness? Now you really get down to earth to say, are you changing your attitudes, your belief systems? Are you applying it in your relationships, in your family? And that takes practice. It's meditation, takes prayer. Chapter 5 says, let's look at your attitudes. But I'm this one. I want to fill myself with the faith, hope, and love energy. It's very spiritual. It's very psychological. That's number 5. And number 6 is really, how do you change ego into spirit? I want my company to be long-term. And the more I am long-term, the more I am in the super coherence of the full universe. Change to your full leadership. Number 7 is, take a look at your perceptions and your belief system. Because my belief is, if it's limiting, that's how my life will turn out. The universe has been around here 22.7 billion years. It's operating with or without truth, but it's infused. So get with the program. Open up. When in fact you ought to be celebrating yourself as a human being, free to live your life. So number 8 is, how are you going to change your system at the leadership? So if you have a leadership that is progressive and that is inclusive, and I would say the 9 is that be aware of your intention. What are your long-term intentions? My intention is through this course and teacher is to make a difference. And so if your intention on the reserve is to lift those young people up and to connect it in culture, that intention is honored by the super coherence of the universe. The final one is, how can students funnel what is consciousness all about? What is it to you? How can you use it? After my wonderful trip to the Caribbean, I came home and my right ankle gave me some pain. So I thought, well, I should go to the emergency and get an x-ray. And while doing that, it said, I think we discovered you had leukemia in your blood. What a shock. What? Leukemia? And I had more fun reading books while I was in the hospital. And doctors asking me, what are you reading? And I had instant conversations, togetherness, dialogue. And so that kept my spirits up, and I feel terrific. So I think I'm now stabilized, thanks to the kit. Now, is it a cure? Not likely. I'm 85 years young, and so I realized that I got to take care of this. But my mind and my spirit and my thinking is as fresh as a daisy. Learn about consciousness. Dig into it. Go to the computer. Study it up. Practice it. Attitude. Like, monitor yourself. Are you excited or are you down? Consciousness has all the ingredients. And so apply it. Think it. Feel it. Test it. You will see it. I would say in real life, the shift means for me that I must be aware of the difficulties we have on the planet. Ervin Laszlo, a wonderful man who introduced the ideas of upshift. The consciousness is in everything. If I learn it and I apply it, whether to prayer, through meditation, through attending services, whatever, then I'm entering the space of healing and peace and purpose. I watch Suzanne Giesemann, who has gifts to help people who have lost children. And when somebody criticizes her, saying, oh, whatever you're thinking, whatever you believe in, that's all woo stuff, right? And she doesn't say, well, that's the end of our conversation. No, you know what she says? Now, isn't that interesting? It's how to see that. Why don't you tell me more about what you see, what you think, what you interpret? To me, I'm going to use that to say, now, isn't that interesting? So consciousness, the nutshell is consciousness is. It's here. Are you aware of it? Run through your life with it. And these 10 chapters are going to help you understand the application of it. Our understanding of self and our honoring of self, loving yourself, never stop. How can you participate in the using of that consciousness, which is your highest level of energy available to all of us? You're going to have to get rid of some things that has defined you. I'm here to open up the floodgates on a additional way. It's time for me to care about me and to understand me in the use of this wonderful energy that this guy is talking about. Now, what contribution do you wish to make and can you make? So use it, apply it, and have fun with it. It's going to help me with my leukemia. And I expect to be around here a number more years to make a difference, and that's why we're doing this so serious. So just get that in your mind that we are living eternally. This body is going to say one day, that's the tent you've been living, but the spirit in your soul is eternal. So you're in for a long ride, my friend. The passion I have in the application of consciousness is to create interpersonal effectiveness. Because you're going to come to me and I'm coming to you in your own definition of life. Get out of your categories, limiting category, religious, political. See the big picture. But if I can make a little difference in the course, call me in. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to talk.